Carbon enters the human body through the foods we eat, which are composed of carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids. When humans exhale, carbon is released as CO2, which journeys into the atmosphere. Carbon is an element composed of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons. It forms covalent bonds with other elements and is essential for life on Earth because of its critical role in the carbon cycle. Carbon in the form of CO2 enters the plant through the stoma, located on the underside of the leaf. From there, CO2 is brought to the chloroplast of the cell, which are now able to produce sugars. The Calvin cycle occurs in the thylakoids of the chloroplast. In the Calvin cycle, CO2 is turned into 3-PGA with the help of NADPH and ATP produced in the light-dependent reactions. The 3-PGA is then transformed into G3P, which exits the Calvin cycle and is turned into various types of sugars like glucose, sucrose, starch, and more. The remaining G3P continues through the cycle and is turned into RUBP. After this transformation occurs, the process repeats itself. Glycolysis occurs in the cytosol of the cell. During glycolysis, one glucose molecule is broken up into 2 pyruvate molecules. NAD+ transports electrons and hydrogens away from the glucose molecule to the electron transport chain and turns into NADH. A net of 2 ATP is produced during glycolysis. During pyruvate oxidation, pyruvate has more electrons taken away from it with the help of NAD+. Carbon dioxide is also generated during this process. Acetyl-CoA, a 2-carbon molecule, is formed at the end of pyruvate oxidation. The Krebs cycle occurs in the matrix of the mitochondria. During this process, NAD+ and FAD borrow electrons from acetyl-CoA. CO2 is produced as a byproduct during this process. The final products of the process are NADH, FADH2, 2-ATP, and carbon dioxide. CO2 produced from pyruvate oxidation in the Krebs cycle is released through the stoma back into the atmosphere, waiting to go through photosynthesis and cellular respiration once again.